Hello students, welcome back. I am Anamika, your bio teacher with the same chapter, that is chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. And today's topic is food preservation. In the previous video, you have read about the harmful microorganisms, useful microorganisms. That means how microorganisms are harmful and causes various diseases. Sometimes it may also spoil the food items. That means if food item is not preserved properly, either cooked or raw food items, then it may get spoiled by the microorganisms, and that process is called food spoilage. And if anyone consume that food items, they may suffer from the food poisoning, and in adverse condition death may also occur because of the food poisoning. So it is very important to preserve the food item. So in this video we will read about what are the different methods of food preservation, why are food preservation important, what is food preservation, what are the traditional methods of the food preservation. Actually there are two methods, traditional methods and modern methods. So we will read about the both methods. So let's see. So what is food preservation? Food preservation, that is defined as the process of treating and handling food in such a way as to stop, control or greatly slow down spoilage, and of course to minimize the possibility of foodborne illness. That means right now I discuss you about the food spoilage, which may even lead to death also, while maintaining the optimum nutritional value, texture and flavor. And along with this, it also maintain the optimum nutritional value. That means what are the nutrients that are present in the food, their flavor, texture, that is also maintained. So next is, what are the basic importance of the food preservation? Let's see one by one. The variety of food can be enjoyed in any different area and any season. As you know that all the food items that are not present in all areas, some are grown in a particular area because of the geographical condition and according to their season also. Some food items that may be grown in the rainy season, some are grown in the winter season, some are grown in the summer season. But when we preserve the food items, it may available in any season and it may also available in different parts of the country. The supplement of food can be increased. That means what are the different types of the supplements? As we know that we obtain the various nutrients, the food supplements from the food. So in this way that will be also increased. The waste of food will be reduced. Sometimes what happens, if we not preserve the food properly, it may causes the wastage of the food items, a spoilage of the food items. So that should be also reduced. There is no change in taste, color and nutritive values of the food with the right way of food preservation. Right now I told you in the definition also that it may maintain the nutritional value along with the texture and flavor also. People can taste food from any location. That means in any parts of the world, if people is present there, and by food preservation, if we preserve the food items, then we can send it in any part. Can store the food more easily. So preserved food can be stored in more easy methods because either they are stored in containers, cans. As you know that the milk that is stored in a polythene bags. So in this way that is easy to store and transported also. Perishable foods that can be transported to far off distance from the site of production. That means we have discussed earlier that all food items are not grown in all parts of the world or the country. Some are grown in any part because of the geographical condition, some are grown in the other parts, but because of the food preservation we can send it to the different parts. From the site of production it may goes to the far off places. What are the methods of food preservation? Okay, that means the mainly two methods are there, traditional methods of food preservation and modern methods. So now first we will discuss about the traditional methods of the food preservation. So what are the traditional methods? So there are different methods, traditional methods of the food preservation, like dehydration, or you can say sun drying methods, freezing methods, or using refrigerator, fermentation, the pickling, adding salt as a preservative, or adding sugar as a preservative. So these are the different methods which we use as a food preservation. So first is dehydration. Dehydration in food processing. Dehydration. So what is the meaning of dehydration? Actually, hydra term is mainly used for water, and dehydration, D means the removal. So the removal of the water. So in dehydration methods, mainly the water are removed by these methods. And as we know that the moisture will allow the growth of the microorganism. So in this way we can avoid the growth of the microorganisms, or you can say we can inhibit the growth of the microorganism. And dehydration is one of the oldest methods of the food preservation, and was used by prehistoric peoples in sun drying seeds. And I think you have read in the previous chapter also that after harvesting, threshing and winnowing the food grains that are obtained, first they are dried in the sun. Why? To reduce the moisture content, so that microorganisms may not spoil the food grains. So this is the traditional methods of the dehydration. Here you can see the pics that how tomatoes are dried in the sun. And not only tomatoes, the other vegetables also can be dried by using these methods, the dehydration methods, like cabbage, cauliflower and so on, cereals, meat also, they can be preserved as these methods, dehydration methods. Next is pickling. I think you have familiar about the term pickles. So the process of making pickles, pickle making process is called pickling. Process of making pickle, that is the process of making pickles. So pickling is the process of preserving or extending the shelf life of food by either anaerobic fermentation in brine or immersion in vinegar. In East Asia, vinaigrette, that is the vegetable oils and vinegar, is also used as a pickling medium. So vinegar, that is also known as acetic acid, that is also used as a pickling. The pickling procedure typically affects the food texture, taste and flavor. So what are the different examples, like mango, lemon, chilies and etc., that means which are used for making the pickles, and so many other vegetables are also there which is used for making the pickles. I think you have familiar about the term pickling, and the process might be at your home your mother is preparing pickles during the season of the mango. So I think might be you have seen. And in this process, first of all, what happened, the raw mango or the, you can say lemon, that is first salt is added in that, and later on we will discuss about that salt also act as a preservative. How? That means when we add salt in them, and sometimes along with the salt turmeric is also added, because turmeric is a antibiotic, so which prevent the growth of the microorganisms. So by adding salt, what happen, moisture will be removed from the raw vegetables or the mango and whatever the vegetables we are using for making the pickles. So in this way moisture content will be reduced, and after that the spices and the oils that or the vinegar that is added in the process of pickling. Here you can see the pictures of the pickles. Next is refrigeration, or you can say the freezing methods. Refrigerator, all of you know that we preserve the various food items. Some are the raw fruits and vegetables, cooked food items, and the sweets, the various the drinks, the soft drinks, paneer and so on in the refrigerator. Why? Because in refrigerator the temperature is very low, and this low temperature that will also inhibit the growth of the microorganisms, that means slow down the decaying process of the food items. So various products right now I discuss along with this product, meat, fish, that are also preserved in the refrigerator, where microorganisms will be not functioning because of the low temperature. This is the picture you can see. And not only at home, when you will go in the shopping malls or complex, there you can also see that the different food items which can be spoiled in a very short duration of the time, they can be preserved by using refrigerator. Even the ice creams, they are mainly preserved in the refrigerator. Okay. So the next method is fermentation. I think we have discussed about the fermentation in fungi, that the yeast that is used for making the process of the bread, alcohol also, and that process is called fermentation. So fermentation in food processing is the process of converting carbohydrate to alcohol or organic acids using microorganisms, yeast or bacteria, under anaerobic condition. So in this process, what happens, the yeast will be respire and it produced carbon dioxide, and because of the production of the carbon dioxide, when we are making the bread or cake, then dough will be rises. And that means the fermentation of the fruit, you can say the fruit sugar, first it is converted into alcohol by anaerobic fermentation, and after that it is converted into acetic acid by the help of acetobacter. And I think you have familiar about the food items, the idli. In idli also, that means fermentation process is used in the dough, or you can say the batter, and that's why it is very soft and spongy. The production of the carbon dioxide may make the dough soft and spongy. The alcohol or acid act as a natural preservative and give fermented food as a distinct taste and tartness. Fermentation sometimes also promotes the growth of the beneficial bacteria, that is called probiotics. Probiotics that is also present in the curd. In curd also, that means lactobacillus, that is also the example of the probiotics. Probiotics that is good for our health, which increases the useful microorganisms in our stomach. Probiotics have been shown to improve immune function as well as digestive and heart health. Here you can see, that means in the making of bread or cake, this process is used. Also in the preparation of alcohol and the various drinks. Salt is also used as a preservative. I think we have discussed in the process of pickling also that salt has been used as a preservatives for ages and work to preserve food in two ways. Salt dries food, salt draws water out of food and dehydrates it. All living things require. All of you know that for the growth of the microorganisms, moisture is required, water is required, and if water is not present, then what will be happen? It will be inhibit the growth of the microorganisms. So they will not grow in the absence of water, and in this way the food items may be preserved. So various vegetables like cabbage, beans, meat and fish, they are preserved by using the salt, and along with the salt, sugar is also used as a preservative. High sugar you can say the content or concentrated sugar solution, which is mainly used in the preparation of jam, jellies. Sugar helps preserve the color, texture and flavor of the food. The sugar in jam and jellies help the gel to form and increases the flavor. When large amount of sugar are used in a recipe, the sugar also act as a preservative by inhibiting microbial activity. The same as a salt function. Might be you have familiar about the term exoosmosis. So in high concentration, what happen? The water that is present inside the fruits, that will move outside by the process of exoosmosis, and when it is heated at high temperature by adding sugar, what will be happen? the moisture will be reduced, and after some time it may form a you can say the concentrated syrup like consistency, which is used as a jam or jelly. And along with this, some preservatives like sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfate, that is also used to preserve them for a long duration. So in this way, so these are the different traditional methods of food preservation. So students, I think the topics that I have discussed in this video, that should be clear to all of you. In our next video, we will discuss about the modern methods of the food preservation like canning, pasteurization and so on. Thank you students.